All right, so yeah, guys, if you wouldn't mind, just put the controllers down for a sec. I know really the point is obviously for you guys to just be playing. Wes and I are going to take you through some of the new gameplay dynamics that you can try out, especially in UFC fighting. We're going to go through some of the modes, like our highlight reels and career mode, and then end with some techniques in Pride Fighting Championships. So again, we're going to be short and quick. The point is for you guys to play, but we want to show you some of the new things that maybe weren't quite apparent from the get-go. Some of you may have seen items of this presentation previously. I've changed up all the dialogue. There's new adjectives, so don't worry. It's all new and improved for this event. So can we get a little game audio happening? You skipped through that screen. Just go back. So many of you noticed the first thing that you saw as soon as you start the game is you get the option between the pro and you can go back. You get the option between the pro or amateur controls. We put in this new control scheme so that all right. We put in this new control scheme to get people into the game. Those who maybe felt the classic or pro controls from UFC 2010 and 2009 were a little too nuanced or difficult. Now transitions via the amateur control scheme, simple flick up or flick down. Flicking up are the minor transitions, flicking down are the major transitions. So again, at any time you can switch between the pro and amateur controls. So give them a try and see which one works for you. We'll jump into the game here and show an exhibition match off. At any time, as you see, you can pick between UFC and Pride rules. That's a big thing for us this year. I mean, it's still the UFC game, but having the Pride mode, being able to take any UFC fighter into Pride rules, any Pride fighter into UFC rules. A lot of opportunities for cool fantasy matchups as well. A couple of new game rules to try out. We've introduced what we call a competition spec. This is specifically, for tournament-style play. This removes all the randomized elements in the game. So doctor stoppages, flash knockouts. When you play in competition spec, you don't have any of those random elements. So, i.e. for a fighting game tournament, etc., if you play on competition mode, it's more about, your character's damage versus mine. On top of that, we've also introduced, go back to equalized stats. Equalized stats basically normalizes every fighter's stat to the same levels. All the cardio, speed, takedown defense, your fighters are going to be playing at the exact same level. So it's more about your inputs versus mine and your character's movesets versus mine. But then, we did our development a little bit differently this year. We actually started focus testing with our community from the beginning of development. Normally, we kind of wait till the end and kind of tune via focus tests, but we probably did 1 to 2 focus tests a month from the beginning of development to actually help, design the game, work with our community guys, whether it's hardcore Undisputed guys at the top of the leaderboards or fighting game guys who play in the competitive fighting game tournaments, and to really help design this game and find out why people are playing the game and what they like about it. And we found that people play this game for very different reasons and play it for very different ways. And the real point of this year's game was to allow you to play UFC Undisputed the way you want to play and how you want to play. To that end, you saw the game rules, but we also have the energy settings. We have a simulation energy setting. That's a much more hardcore, realistic way of fighting. You're going to get gassed a lot quicker. You're going to lose energy a lot quicker if you expend too many strikes. So again, it's a much more hardcore way of playing, but you guys will get a chance to play when we go in. So Wes and I are going to go pick this weekend's matchup. You can see here we have new stats this year. We have added a footwork attribute. That's really to split out hand speed versus navigation speed. Footwork attribute basically dictates your ability to sway and how fast you're going to move around the octagon or Pride ring. We've also introduced a ground grapple top and bottom, offense and defense, to really differentiate between your wrestlers who are better at keeping a guy down and staying on top of them versus your BJJ guys who are better at fighting off of their back. It's another set of skills that you can put points to into career mode, so it just differentiates your fighters a little bit more. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to show off some of the aspects of new combat. Fighter entrances are in this year. Yay! Check that one off the box. So more time for development. We've broken from our annualized cycle, as you guys know. So it allowed the team to really invest in a lot more presentation and polish. And fighter entrances are part of that. You'll be able to, in your career, eventually customize your own fighter's entrance, your walkout music, the lighting scheme. So again, more time for development, more content for the fans.